It looks like Gypsy Rose Blanchard's sister Mia is now following in her big sister's footsteps. She's just announced on Instagram that she's undergone plastic surgery to have her nose and possibly her chin done as well.
Girl, don't do it. It's not worth it. I'm not gonna do it, girl. I was just thinking about it. I'm not gonna do it. I did it.
Well, 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 Gypsy Rose Blanchard is once again at the center of a juicy scandal, and this time it's her half-sister Mia who's stirring the pot. Recently, Mia made a huge splash when she announced that she'd gone under the knife for a nose job. What might seem like a simple personal decision has quickly evolved into a full-blown family drama, and you know that whenever Gypsy is involved, things are never straightforward. Now, the focus is on how Gypsy's influence, both directly and indirectly, may have played a pivotal role in Mia's choice to get the surgery. Let's dive deep into this tangled web. Here's the thing. Gypsy Rose has never been shy about her own cosmetic procedures, and she's even publicly shared her experiences in the past. So when Mia posted her news on social media, Gypsy was quick to throw in her 2 cents, offering what seemed like nothing more than a supportive comment. "I'm so happy for you, sis," and "Gal, don't do it, I did it."
Girl, don't do it. It's not worth it. I'm not gonna do it, girl. I was just thinking about it. I'm not gonna do it. I did it.
At face value, it seems like an innocent, lighthearted exchange between sisters, right? Well, not exactly. These seemingly harmless comments have raised a lot of eyebrows. Many people are now questioning whether Gypsy's words were more than just words of encouragement. Could they have been unintentionally pushing Mia to alter her appearance, subtly implying that such procedures are necessary for self-esteem and beauty?
I just want a more feminine slope. I've been teased about my nose for forever.
Yeah.
And I hate the profile shots.
It's mainly profiles.
And I
Gotcha.
just want a more feminine looking nose.
You got it. I'm gonna take a look.
All right.
Your septum's a little off of a track, but we can fix that. Take the bump off, and then maybe lift your tip up just a smidge. I think that'll give you a more feminine nose and kind of let everybody see your eyes and not let the nose block you,
Right.
right?
I can see my nose from here.
Yeah.
Like, it's
I know what you mean.
embarrassing.
She wants to know if you did 2 for 1.
Yeah, she eventually wants to get her nose
Yes, absolutely.
done too.
That's why I wanted
So-
to tag along.
Perfect.
It gets even murkier when you take Gypsy's own history with cosmetic surgery into account. Her past decisions have set a clear precedent for what she believes is the ideal way to enhance one's appearance. So, when she openly supports Mia's decision and even mentions her own experience, it starts to look less like casual encouragement and more like a way of validating the idea that altering one's appearance is not just okay, it's almost expected. That's where the controversy lies. Could Mia's decision really be her own, or is it a result of being influenced by Gypsy's own choices and public persona? But let's not forget about timing. Mia's decision to undergo surgery came shortly after Gypsy revealed her own rhinoplasty experience. It's hard to ignore the fact that this alignment in timing has led many to speculate that Mia's choice wasn't completely independent of Gypsy's influence. In fact, some believe that Gypsy, knowingly or not, played a significant role in motivating her sister to make the decision. This is no small issue, and the timing has only intensified the discussion about how Gypsy's public actions are potentially driving similar decisions within her family, especially when it comes to cosmetic surgery. This situation underscores the ripple effect Gypsy's choices have had within her family, as Mia's decision to go under the knife appears to follow closely on the heels of Gypsy's own procedures. The timing has only fueled speculation that Mia's choice may have been inspired by Gypsy's actions, either consciously or unconsciously. The pattern is undeniable, leading to questions about the unintended consequences of Gypsy's public persona and the message she is sending, not just to Mia, but to her other family members as well.
You see a side profile on my nose? Yes. Okay, so I know my nose does not look hardly any different from the front, okay? I wanted something subtle. I didn't want something that's like gonna change my whole face. So this is, I'm trying to look at the camera and do this at the same time. So this is a side profile, okay? It has like a smooth slope, which is what I wanted. I didn't want something that was gonna make me look drastically different. How much was my nose? You know, this is something that a lot of people don't tell you. Is like the place that I went to was Jeffrey Joseph out of Lafayette, Louisiana. And when I called about the consultation, I guess I kind of want to know, like, what can they offer as far as surgery goes to see if I'm a good candidate. And so they're like, yes, you'd be a good candidate for rhinoplasty. This is what it costs. So rhinoplasty itself was like $5,000 where I went to.
While Gypsy may have intended to show support, her comments are now being viewed by some as setting a precedent for the normalization of cosmetic surgery within the family. One critic summed it up perfectly, noting that when someone in the family makes such a significant decision, it inevitably influences others, creating a dynamic where comparisons are drawn and expectations are heightened. For many, the pressure to conform to a certain ideal of beauty can be overwhelming, especially when it feels as though approval and support are contingent upon these changes. The implications of this family dynamic are far-reaching. Gypsy's influence on Mia's decision is a central point of contention, and the conversation surrounding it is much bigger than just one nose job. It brings to the forefront difficult questions about accountability, the role of public figures in shaping family choices, and the societal normalization of cosmetic procedures. As this story continues to unfold, it highlights the complexities of family relationships and the delicate balance between personal choice and the unspoken pressures that can shape those decisions. Gypsy's Rose Blanchette's influence on her family has once again come under scrutiny, as her recent actions seem to have set off a chain reaction that could have lasting consequences. One commenter pointed out how Gypsy's decisions seem to ripple through her family, suggesting that when one member, especially someone as prominent as Gyps, makes a major change, the rest feel a pressure to follow suit. This notion of family dynamics, where a single decision triggers a cascade of similar choices, has raised alarms about the potential harmful cycle it creates. The timing of Mia's announcement that she underwent a nose job, closely following Gypsy's own public sharing of her rhinoplasty experience, has only deepened the speculation that Mia's decision wasn't entirely independent. Instead, many believe that Gypsy's actions, comments, and even the timing of her own procedure may have directly influenced Mia's choice. In this light, Gypsy's role shifts from simply offering support to potentially acting as a catalyst for her sister's decision. What's most concerning is how Gypsy's influence appears to create a ripple effect that can affect family members, particularly younger or more impressionable ones. When someone as visible as Gyps, who is already in the public eye, undergoes a significant transformation, it can send an unspoken message to others that they too should make similar changes to fit in or, perhaps, to receive approval. One observer noted that when someone in the family makes a bold move like Gypsy, it's almost impossible not to feel judged or compared, creating a silent challenge for the others. This pattern is further complicated by Gypsy's vocal endorsement of Mia's decision and the way she ties her own self-worth to her physical alterations. By publicly supporting Mia and sharing her own rhinoplasty experience, Gypsy may inadvertently be reinforcing the idea that altering one's appearance is not just acceptable, but expected. This has only intensified the pressure, particularly for a family already under the public's watchful eye, where every decision is magnified and scrutinized.
The emotional weight of Mia's decision cannot be overlooked either. Mia and Gyps share a family resemblance, with a distinctive nose inherited from their father, Rod. For many, this feature is not just a physical trait, but a symbol of their connection as a family. Altering it, particularly in such a public way, feels like severing a tie to their shared heritage.
People get affected by my choices. I get affected by my choices. But at the end of the day, I have to also live with myself, and if nobody else is going to make me happy, I have to do what's going to make me happy.
One onlooker expressed heartbreak over the idea that Mia's surgery might erase that connection, pointing out how significant the family resemblance is to their identity. And one of the amputation operators said that they know that family resemblances are real, but they just don't know what the identity This shift in Mia's appearance could also have ramifications for their other sibling, Nico, who has long been admired for embracing her natural features. There's growing concern that Nico might now feel pressured to undergo similar changes, especially in a world dominated by social media and external validation. As the cycle of influence continues, it's easy to see how such pressures could mount and affect each family member's perception of themselves. This leads to a critical question. Is Gypsy's influence fostering a ripple effect of insecurity and unnecessary change within the family? Critics argue that Gypsy's vocal support for cosmetic alterations, paired with her own choices, may unintentionally normalize these changes as the only acceptable path. One observer hit the nail on the head, stating that when one sibling makes a dramatic change, it plants a seed of doubt in the others, making them question their own worth and appearance.
Day 1 and then day 1. Almost been 12 hours since I came back from the OR.
However, this dynamic underscores the fine line between personal choice and external influence, especially when a family is already navigating the intense scrutiny that comes with being in the public eye. The emotional consequences of these decisions are playing out in real time, with each new step raising even more questions about how Gypsy's actions are shaping her family's self-perception and, ultimately, their identity. In the second speech, rhinoplasty, though a routine cosmetic procedure, carries its fair share of risks that many don't fully consider. The process involves breaking and reshaping the cartilage in the nose, which can lead to a range of complications, from infections and scarring to prolonged swelling and even breathing issues down the line. While some people do achieve the aesthetic results they desire, many are left grappling with unexpected side effects that can take a toll on both their physical and emotional well-being. One observer summed up this harsh reality, stating, "There's a real issue with botched cosmetic surgeries. It's not as simple as people think, and the results don't always turn out as hoped." And stories of failed surgeries are all too common, with some patients requiring follow-up procedures to fix what went wrong, only adding to the physical pain and emotional strain. Even in cases where the surgeries are deemed successful, the recovery process is often much more painful and lengthy than anticipated, leaving many wondering whether the changes were truly worth it. But beyond the physical risks, the psychological consequences of cosmetic surgery are just as significant, especially when external pressures are a factor. The desire to alter one's appearance to conform to societal beauty standards or family expectations can lead to feelings of regret, identity crises, and dissatisfaction. So, in terms of rather than alleviating insecurities, these changes often amplify them, creating a cycle of self-doubt that is difficult to escape. This is particularly concerning in situations like Mia's, where family influence seems to play a crucial role in the decision-making process. You know, as one critic pointed out, when someone makes such a big change under pressure, it's not just their body that changes, it's their sense of self. They may begin questioning if they are truly happy or if they made the decision for the wrong reasons. This psychological fallout can lead to serious issues such as depression, anxiety, or even body dysmorphic disorder, where individuals constantly perceive flaws in their appearance and turn to further surgical procedures in search of a solution. The cultural normalization of cosmetic surgery, fueled by celebrity influence and social media, has created a dangerous illusion that these procedures are risk-free and universally beneficial. This narrative fails to take into account the emotional and physical tolls, offering a misleading picture that can deceive vulnerable individuals. For Mia, who made her decision in the shadow of Gypsy's vocal endorsement an example, the stakes are particularly high. And the risks of rhinoplasty and similar surgeries extend far beyond the operating table, affecting one's physical health, emotional well-being, and the potential for long-term regret. These issues can ripple through a person's life and, in this case, the lives of their closest family members as well. But the story takes an even darker turn when we consider the funding behind Mia's surgery. There are allegations that the procedure was financed using money tied to Gypsy's media earnings. And critics have not held back in expressing their outrage, with one commenter remarking, "Nobody would know who they were if it wasn't for Gypsy's crimes. Using that money to fund cosmetic surgeries feels wrong on so many levels." This sharp critique taps into a broader discomfort with the idea of profiting from a family's painful past. While Gibbs's story has undoubtedly garnered significant public attention, the money linked to her notoriety carries a weight of accountability that cannot be ignored. The question arises, is it appropriate to use funds tied to such a dark chapter in the family's history for something as superficial as cosmetic surgery? Moreover, it raises troubling ethical questions about the values being upheld within the Blanchette family. If this money in fact came from Gibbs's earnings, what does it say about the family's priorities? Does it signal a disregard for the ethical implications of how that money was made? I think that what strikes me is, as one observer pointed out, it's not just about the money, it's about what it symbolizes. By using it this way, they're normalizing the idea that tragedy can be a stepping stone for luxury or self-indulgence. This sentiment underscores the broader ethical and emotional questions at play, questioning what the family's choices reveal about their values. Ultimately, this story highlights the importance of self-acceptance in a world that often tells us we're not enough. Staying true to who we are is an act of courage, and we should strive to build a culture that values authenticity over perfection and self-worth over societal standards. It's crucial to remember that, in the end, self-love should never be dependent on external validation or the fleeting ideals of beauty pushed by the media. And that's a wrap on today's juicy update. What do you think about the latest twist in the Blanchard family saga? Do you think Gypsy's influence is too much? Or is it just a case of sisterly support? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. I love reading what you have to say. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already, and hit that notification bell so you never miss any of the drama. And thanks for watching. Stay safe, stay warm, and I'll catch you in the next one. Take care.